All right, so for those of you that are using the reformer at home, I'm going to finish off the exercises I didn't get around to on the last session. So we're going to go straight into, to fit with your format of your homework sheets that you've got. I'm going to continue with that same order. So we're going to go straight into your standing, actually your Russian splits, your front splits. So I'm going to grab a dowel. I'm going to have it on, I've got it on one green. Go a little bit heavier if you need a little bit more control, so a green and a yellow. And I'm going to step up onto the reformer. So remember, dowel for safety, one heel up against the shoulder pad, the opposite foot is up on the foot bar. You'll come up. Now I'm happy, oh I chopped off my head again, oh that's okay. All right, I'm happy for you to use the stick on the ground. Otherwise, you would hover both arms out in front. Now the first one, number one, we're going to do is both legs split open. So we're moving and opening through both the front and the back leg, and then you're zipping them both back in together. And then you go out again and come back in. Second option, number two, we're going into is the front leg only. So again, from here, we start to bend the front leg, and then push out through the front leg. Bend, so this back leg remains straight, and press, front leg only. Keep your eye gaze up, keep feeling like you're lengthening through the crown of the head. Good. Go back to both legs, and use your stick if you need to. Find your stability. Now, number three, back leg only. So the back leg will draw in and out. And hold, come down safely, use your stick, and step off. Now if you're not at that stage, that's fine. You can always bring your bar down and just do it with your foot here. So you might start foot on the platform, opposite foot in the middle of the bed, and just work and keep your stick on the ground if you need to, and work to doing your front splits from here. There is nothing wrong with that. And then just make sure you carefully pop off. Popping the stick away. We're now going to move into your roll down series. I would go a green spring, if not a little bit lighter. So the lighter you go here is going to give you more core focused. However, when we add in your bicep curls and your rows, you do want it slightly heavier so that you get more arm work. If your tights are slippery, now would be the time to use your non-stick mat. Have a seat and go. I always go like a hand space between my bum and the edge of the carriage, just so I know I'm not going to fall off. Knees can be bent. If that doesn't help you or suit your hips, go straight legs. And then grab hold of your small hand straps. So you're sitting up nice and tall. We are rolling back, so we're going to roll posteriorly off our pelvis as we round off the sit bones, round through the lower back, eye gaze drawing down, staying forward. Inhale, take a breath in, scoop the belly as the spine rolls over, and now start to articulate up. Inhale. So we're coming into spine articulation through flexion. Inhale, and rolling back up. Safety feature, just always make sure your bar's down, just so you don't hit your head on it. And then from here, you can add on your bicep curls and your rows from here. So you'd sit up tall, you start to round as you roll back to your challenge point to where you have control, keep scooping the belly, keep the arms down low as we add a bicep curl. So you've still got that core endurance now, but you're just adding a little bit more dynamic movement with your bicep curls, and then round as you roll back up. You can cross your straps over, and I always like to go fingers through those silver rings, palms down, and we round to roll back, hold your shape, and then you can go into your rowing. Just try and keep your wrist in a neutral grip, that it's not like bending and into flexion. Elbows go wide. Scoot the belly, and then round it back up. Okay, so that's your roll down series. The lighter is more core focused, but you do want to have a little bit for the arms there as well. Let's move on into your short box series now. So you're going to grab your box. I always pop the sticky mat on top, and all springs are going on. I'm going to use the safety strap. I'm going to hook my feet into the safety strap, and heels are down between those little bolts. Make sure you've got space between your bum and the edge of the box so you don't roll off, and have a slight knee bend. We are starting with round back. Hand position, I don't mind. If you want to rest your hands on your thighs, you can go across your chest or come into a genie position. So we're starting in a nice lengthened position through the spine. We take a breath in, curl the pubic bone to the navel as you roll off the pelvis, roll backwards into a deep C curve. Hold there, take a breath in, scoot the belly as you round back, and then lengthen through the spine again. Once more, initiate the movement from the pelvis, deepening the abdominals, eye gaze remains forward. And then you're going to finish by lengthening out through the crown of the head. From here, we can move into our flat back variation. Again, hands across the chest is fine. Hands behind the head is a little bit more challenging, which either one you choose. When your hands are behind your head, feel like your head is pressing back into your hands, so you've got a strong connection there. Eye gaze forward, imagine you're a plank of wood. You're going to pivot over those sit bones. The breath is different. It's inhale to go back, and then exhale to come forward. Little quivers fine. Lovely. Now, let's add a little combination of those two together, and let's go into round back and rotation. So two movements. So what I want you to start with, add a rotation. Now start rounding through the spine as you roll back. Take a breath in, roll up, rotate through the center, rotate to the other side. So it's our thoracic that's rotating. The thoracic stays in rotation. Now it's the movement initiates from the pelvis and the lumbar as we roll into flexion. And that just allows for a little bit more work on our obliques through there. All right, changing it for your side sit-up. I think it is called, yeah, side bend, side sit-up. Okay, so have the leg out straight, top leg straight, bottom leg crossed. And then from here, even if you want to reach down, take hold of the headpiece. Reach the top hand behind your head. Now you can see I'm letting my foot lift, my top foot lift in the air, so I've got hold of that strap. Then take the other hand behind your head. From here, we exhale as we curl up and down. Now think if there was a long line running down my spine here on this diagonal angle, I just want to come slightly above it and then slightly below it, trying to stay in that same plane of movement. And then you can finish off, which is always lovely, is into a stretch. Now, if you've got the mobility, take your forearm down, come up and over. But on the small machines, which you all have, you should be able to touch the ground. So you might be able to have your forearm on the ground at this point. You can add a little bit of rotation, reaching back, and then a little bit of rotation, reaching forward. And then you can come out from there. Use the other hand if you need to assist you up. And then of course you do your opposite side as well. Now let's finish off with some prone work, so our extension work. Bring the bars back up, turn your box into a long box. Now I am going to go over the shoulder pads, but not over the ropes. We'll probably go with 1 green. But if you feel that you want to work a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger, feel free to add more. When we're lying on the box, just sternum over to the edge, breasts over the edge, just for comfort. And then we press out. So from here, we are going to start off with our shoulder press, but our shoulder shrugs. Now, the legs, they don't just flop. I do want some energy through the legs so that the glutes and hamstrings are always on. We press out, arms are straight, eye gaze looking down, core engaged, and start with your shoulder shrugs. So you're going to press away, let the shoulders glide up to your ears, and then draw the shoulders down, and up, and down. So we're going through elevation and depression just of your scapula, your shoulder blade. All right, we can also do single arm variation. On both sides, of course. Try not to bend through the elbow, and then coming down. Now, as we move into our shoulder press, so if we want to get a little bit more for our pec and our deltoid, we're going to go hands wide, but we're going to turn the fingertips towards each other. Try not to have the elbows sitting too high. I'm starting in a neutral position, my arms are pressing out. I'm going to bend the elbows as my forehead glides over the bar and press out. Inhale to bend in, exhale to press out. Make sure those legs are still engaged. Now to change it for more of a tricep focus, bring your hands into a narrow grip with the fingertips facing up, and we press out. Elbows dip down towards the springs. So now this is more like our tricep dip. Just be mindful that the shoulders aren't elevating near the ears. Good. And then move on now to your extension. So prone extension into our swans. Start with the body out straight. We initiate by drawing the shoulder blades down, lengthen through the crown of the head, and bone by bone, I'm starting to curl my spine into extension. Now the carriage might move in slightly. I know that doesn't look like a big range, but that's right between my shoulder blades and my upper back. Then I start to roll the spine back down, press the arms out, returning to neutral. So once again, shoulders draw down, lengthen through the eye gaze, the core is on, you're curling from your chest as the spine curls up. Now, happy for you to stay at that range. I want you not to shear into your lower back. So if you're getting too much shearing, stay small. However, if you feel okay with your spine, you can start to curl up into your full extension and then back down. And last of all, let's go into some pulling straps, or another version of extension. Bars go down. I have got it on a green, again, depending on your arm strength. If you need lighter, take it lighter. Maybe a blue and a yellow. If you need heavier, go a green and a yellow. So you can always start this way with a little extension prep, which is quite nice. You would have your arms out long. You draw, so you engage through the side.